Hi everyone, I'm Amy Karalik, and I'm here to chat with you today about assignment number 1, Learner's Mindset Strategy for PIDP 3351 at Vancouver Community College. On the screen here is showing a little piece of an infographic. It is a long infographic, so I'll scroll down as I'm explaining it. But first I'll explain a little bit about my situation and the strategy, and then how this infographic is going to be used in the classroom. So to start things off, I'll let you know a little bit about my current situation. Since a previous course, PIDP 3250, I started researching ways to alleviate what's called physics anxiety that many students encounter. In the program that I'm running right now, we cover aviation physics, and math and physics are some of the barriers that prevent people from entering skilled trades careers. And they're great careers, and there's going to be a lot of shortages coming up, and so we're looking at ways to remove the barriers so that more people can get into the skilled trades careers. In my research, I found an article that indicated that students in underrepresented groups come to physics class with some negative beliefs about their intelligence, and they don't feel like they belong in the class. And with some psychological interventions, you can actually assist in helping people learn physics. It's not that they can't learn physics or math, it's because there's this negative self-talk that they keep repeating to themselves, and they have a fixed mindset about their abilities to learn math or physics. So by addressing their concerns about social belonging, being smart enough, talking about their personal values, and giving some really good feedback right away, you can actually immediately address some of those issues, and you can normalize it, and then they can get on to the actual learning process of learning math or physics. Some of the research that I found had a couple of suggestions. So having students write letters to younger students talking about a time that they felt that something was impossible to learn and then they learned it is really helpful. Talking to a diverse group of students who'd taken the physics course before and normalizing their worries and fears, and then talking about how they progressed and conquered physics or math classes is also really helpful. And then another thing that's been identified as really helpful in helping alleviate that physics anxiety is having students identify their goals or their values, that they are, well, the things that are prompting them to take this physics class, and it helps anchor themselves to completing the course, and then they will persevere through the challenges that they encounter. Also, it had been noted to not single out any specific groups so that nobody feels stigmatized or devalued or anything like that. So you want to address everything as a group. So I thought that all of those options really awesome, and it helps move students from a fixed to a growth learning mindset. Why? Because, well, it's personal. They get to be the expert in their own story. And then it guides them to address the time where they were in a fixed state of mind. And it talks about how they were able to grow, but also remind them about the work that they did to grow that learning, that growing into learning. And it also gives them some confidence that they might be suffering with those negative beliefs about themselves, but they can conquer a challenge. And this can be applied to any learning journey, especially the current one that they're in right now. So my strategy is to just discuss briefly about the difference between fixed and growth mindsets by providing this catchy little infographic about the two, and then some suggestions about how they can help change their own mindset to get them where they need to go. And then as an activity, I would have the students either write a letter to someone or connect with some other students, or at the end of their course, write a letter to the new classes. So yes, what I've got here in my infographic here is a little blurb about the fixed to growth mindset. I've identified some of the thought gremlins or the negative self-talk that they might encounter, and I've identified it as having a fixed mindset. And I highlighted fixed with red so that they could be like, ooh, red means stop. Next, I talked about how they needed to switch their mindset, and I did it in green, so green means go. And I did a cheeky little plant that says grow up, because nobody wants to be told that they're not grown up. I did include a quote about mindset being an attitude that determines how we interpret and respond to situations, thanks to Thrasher Carroll 2019. And then I gave them some ideas of different ways that they can change their internal script. And then lastly, I actually attached it to what I actually want them to be learning about in the course. I didn't want to go too airy-fairy into growth and fixed mindsets. I wanted it to be immediately applicable. So I identified that physics anxiety is normal, and then I gave them a challenge. And hopefully by reading your mission, should you choose to accept it, they get the theme song of Mission Impossible playing in their head, and it gives them a little bit of a theme song to conquer their challenges that they're encountering. And then last at the bottom, I do have some links there for them to learn a little bit more about a fixed and growth mindset should they choose to do a little bit more research. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it'll help you conquer any math or physics anxieties that you might encounter as well. Have a good one.